is $10 per hour. So 0.4, 0.2, and 0.3. Okay, so that's where we are. And they've absorbed the fixed overheads per pair of shoes at 4, 6, and 4. So that's good. Now, the fixed overheads are absorbed at a rate of $4 per direct labor hour. Belahouston company uses a just-in-time production system. Just-in-time production system. Okay. Demand and resource availability for March. Demand for the 3 products for the month of March are given, which is road 2,300 pairs, 5,400 pairs, and trail 1,650 pairs. Okay. Belahouston company has received a special order from Runway, which is not included in the demand estimates above. Runway are a major sports retailer who have an extensive customer base and known for stocking the most popular brand of sportswear. The order is to supply 200 pairs of each type of shoe at a discount of 8 of the standard selling price. So your standard selling price for the shoe, we are giving you all the shoes for each type of shoe. No? Yes, each type of shoe at 8. So we're going to give a discount of $8 for each type of shoe. Runway will charge a financial penalty if the order is not fully complete in March. If this first order is successful, Runway would be keen to enter into a regular supply contract. Usually, Belahouston company has sufficient resources to meet production. However, during March, the maximum availability for the following resources have been identified. Direct material 7,200 meters, direct labor 6,900, machine hours 1,815. Demand and resource availability for April. Belahouston company predicted that the resource availability in March would continue into April. However, it has been discovered that the availability of direct material and direct labor will be 15% less than in March. Okay. Required to calculate the optimum production plan and the resulting total contribution earned for March, assuming that the order with Runway is supplied in full. Okay, see if you can quickly work that out. First, I think we have to identify. What is your limiting factor? Right. Check your limiting factor first. What is your limiting factor? If you look at your limiting factor, take direct materials, take road, for example, you need 2300 pairs into 1.5 meters, then spikes, you need 1400 pairs into 0.6 meters. Yes. Are they saying that it's not within this? Which is not included in the demand list? Okay. Yes, yes. You can include that as well. We have to include the 200 also, no? So that is already included. Okay. So 2500, 1600. Machine. What is your total for direct materials? 1930. Okay. Direct labor? 6750. Machine hours? But you're saying because the other two are okay. They don't have. Correct. Okay, everyone at home, more or less all girls. So ladies, I hope you're okay. Everyone's okay? Two thousand three fifty. 2355. Okay, how much do we have? We have 1850. Okay. So 2355. So machine is your limiting factor. So machine requirement required is 2355. Machine hours available is 1850. Correct? 815. Massive difference. 540. Okay, good. Okay, then you can, based on that, you can work out your contribution per limiting factor and prepare the optimum production plan. Okay, Salma, correct. Machine hours is the limiting factor. You got 2,700 for the total requirement. Let me see. I'll do the calculation. So we get 2,500 into 0.4. 1,600 into I get 1,860. 1,860. Please check your values. Can't be getting different values. I got 1,800 and something. 875. Yeah. So 1,875 is the ideal answer. So not 1,000. This is wrong. Please check. So there's a difference of 60 hours. Yes. Okay. Right. Okay. Quickly work out your contribution per limiting factor. Oh, there's a fixed cost element also. Can you see that? Variable cost is 37 plus 5 plus 4. Oh, sorry, that's the profit. Happening to we can calculate contribution straight, no? Just add back the profit, the fixed overheads, then you should get the profit contribution, right? Basically, based on this, you calculate the optimum production plan. First, we are going to sell to use that run by, then markup down. So, do we have to calculate contribution separately for run by orders? You don't have to. I mean, you have to, but do you have to do the rankings again? No need, because you're anyways going to do for all three, right? So you're going to satisfy all three products. In that case, you can just straight away do it, showing that you're going to take 200, 200, 200 road spikes and trail. And then when you are multiplying the 200 road spikes and trail, reduce your contribution by $8. To find the total contribution. So what you can do is first you're going to sell to run wild. No? So when you send to run wild, right? So there is no ranking. We are ignoring the ranking. We have the product. We have the quantity, right? We have the machine time. Then we have the contribution per unit and total contribution. Okay. So my no rankings here. Product is spikes. Sorry, road spikes and trail. Then quantity, I'm going to anyway sell 200. No two words about it. So what is my machine time in total? So 200 into point, how much? 4. So this, so that is 80 hours. Then 200 into 0.2 is 40 hours. Then 200 into 0.3 is 60 hours. So total, I'm consuming 180 hours to satisfy Runwild's demand. But what is my yes?
Sorry, could you go up to the contribution meeting factor? Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay, never mind.
Okay, yeah. So contribution per unit is what we need to look at. So if you're looking at contribution per unit, what happens to contribution per unit in this case? Your previous contribution per unit is 41.5 for road. But for unwild, you're going to give them a $8 discount. So when you give them an $8 discount, what happens? 41.5, you minus 8, you get 33.5. So your contribution per unit here would be 33.5. Then 29.5 minus 8 is 21.5. And 36 minus 8 is 24. No? 36, no, 28, sorry. 28. So multiply this by your total total number of units. So 33.5 multiplied by 200. 6,700 in terms of contribution here. Then 21.5 into 200, 4,300. And 28 into 200 should give you 5,600. So in total, the contribution you're generating from this is 6,700, 4,300, that is 7,000, 11, 16,600, no? We get 16,600 as the total contribution we are generating from this one here, 5,000. Yeah, 16,600. Correct. Okay. Then you sell to the open market. Number two, sell to market. Now, when you sell to market, you have to consider rankings. So here you will go with ranking. Ranking number one, your product is spikes. Right? What is the quantity? Now, quantity, don't forget, you have to take the entire quantity that is given, right? What's the page? 190? 191. Yeah. Okay. So we have 1,400 spikes that we want to sell. Right? Machine time per unit is 0.2, 0.4. Total machine time. Yeah, contribution per unit and total contribution. Sorry? 0.2 hours. 0.2 hours. 0.4 was the other one, road. 0.2. So 1,400 into 0.2 will give you 280. Yeah. 280. The contribution per unit was at 28, 29.5. 29.5. So 29.5 multiplied by 1,400 should give you 41,300. Okay. Then second one is trail. So trail, we can satisfy the whole demand, I believe, 1,650. 1,650. 1,650 at 0.3 hours each. So 1,650 into 0.3 should give you 495 hours. 495 hours, generating a contribution of 36 each. 36. 59,400. 59,400. Then the last one is your road, where you have to work out the difference. Now, previously used 180 hours, don't forget. So the value that comes here will be the total hours available to you, which is 1,815. So 1,815 minus 180 hours that you use for unwild, minus 280 hours for spikes, minus 495 for road. How much do you get there? 1815 minus 180 minus 495 minus 280. 860. So the balancing figure is 860 to ensure that you get 1,850 minus 180. Okay. Then you know that this will take you 0.4 hours to produce, so you can work backwards to calculate this value. So 860 divided by 0.4 will give you 2,150 road shoes. What was the total demand? 2,400. Okay, so small deficit, no problems. So per shoe, you're going to generate a contribution of 41.5. So 41.5 into this is 2,150, 89,225. The contribution that you get from this is 41,300 plus 59,400 plus 89,225, 189,925. So therefore, total contribution, you get 16,600 plus 189,925, which is how much? 206,525. Right. Now work out part 2. A part 2. Calculate the maximum financial penalty B would be prepared to accept if it does not complete Y's order. Yeah. Yeah. The ranking. I didn't know, no, because each product will change by the same amount. No, but sorry, your ranking won't affect because you have to anyway supply 200 for run wild. For the open market, the discount is not applicable. Yeah, run to the question. Part 2. Okay. So they're asking you what is the maximum financial penalty that you will be willing to pay. How do you think we should work this out? Anybody has an idea? How do you think we should work this out? Anybody has an idea? Now someone comes and tells you, if you don't fulfill this order, you have to pay a penalty. The first question I will ask is, what is the reason I would not be fulfilling this order? What is the reason I would not be fulfilling this order? Yeah, definitely shortage of resources, but One reason as to why I would not consider supporting run by yield, correct, Salma, to maximize my profit. So if you do a working now separately, forget about uh, satisfying run by yield first. If you supply to the open market first, whatever remains, if you try to supply to uh, run wild, what impact would run wild have? That is, how many shoes will you not be able to supply? But also you can check how much your profit will increase by. Okay. So we'll do that working, then we'll build the discussion thereafter, because I have the end goal, but I know some of you might still not be there. So let's see what happens now. Assume we satisfy based on profitability. Okay, based on profitability. Now, when you satisfy based on profitability, right? So you have your ranking, you have your product, you have your quantity, you have your machine time, total hours, contribution per unit, and total contribution. Okay. So what is your rank number one? Rank number one was spikes. What is the total quantity? 1400 spikes. Machine hours was 0.2. Correct? Yeah. So you get 280. Contribution per unit was 29.5. And then your total contribution was 41,300. Correct? Then rank number two, what did you have? You had trail. You had 1,650 shoes of trail to sell, each taking 0.3 hours. The 0.3, that was 495, giving you a contribution of 36. A total contribution of 59,400. Okay. Then the third one was the road. That would give you how much? Sorry? 2,300 shoes at 0.4. That is 800, 920. Correct? 920. Each shoe gave you a contribution of 41.5. That will give you your contribution. How much is that? 95,450. Okay, 95,450. Now here total hours, how much have you consumed? 280, 920 is 1,200, 1,695. Okay, your total contribution that you're generating, 41,300. Hundred 96, 150. Total contribution. Just check now. I just need a minute. Okay. The check 196, 150, correct? Okay. Now you have to satisfy. Now you have 1815 hours of machine time. You've only utilized 1695. The remaining you can then allocate into run whiles order. Now, run whiles order, if you do a ranking, will it be different to what you had before? If you do a ranking, will it be different to what you did before? Before, your ranking was spikes, trail, and road. When you apply the ranking system to run wild shoes, will the rankings change? Just do a trial and see. So take the new contribution of 21.5 and divide by 0.2. How much do you get? Ideally, I think it should not change. I don't know, my math says it should not change, but check and see. Yeah, it doesn't change. So your rankings will remain the same. So then you go back to run wild, again based on rankings. 1, 2, and 3. So your product will be spikes. This is for run wild. Spikes, trail, and road. Quantity. Quantity. You can say 200 machine hours, 0.2 total hours, 0.2 into 200 is 40. 40 contribution per unit will reduce by 8, so 21.5. So 21.5 into 200 should give you 4,000, 4,300. Okay, 4,300. So you can still do more trail. I think you can go to 200 trails also, 0.3 hours. So that is 60. At a contribution of 36 minus 8 is 28. 28 into 200 is 5,600, if my math is correct. Then don't forget, this ultimate figure can't exceed 1815. So this figure here, what you put there has to be 1815 minus 1695 minus 40 minus 60. So 1795 minus 1815, I think is 20, no? Yeah, 20. So you have only 20 hours. Each shoe needs 4. So you can do around 80 shoes, right? 50 shoes. 50 shoes, each giving you a contribution of 33.5. 1,675. The total contribution you generate from here is 11,575. Okay. Therefore, total contribution at profit maximizing level would be 196,150 plus 11,575. 196,150 to give you 207,725. Okay. Therefore, max penalty would be the difference between your profits of 207,725 minus, if you satisfy them, you only get a profit of 206,525. The max penalty that you're willing to pay would be the difference between these two is 1,200. Right? Because that is your delta on profits. Okay, Ashwa, Gayatri, Salma, Suhaib. Okay, Ashwa, Gayatri, and Salma, you're okay. Okay, good. Look at part C. Discuss whether Belarusian company should fulfill run while ordering full in March. What do you think? What do you think? Yes, why? Yeah. So one thing is, this company is going to give you continuous orders after this. That's what they say. Yeah. So you might lose a profit of $1,200, which can be rather insignificant to the potential sales that you will generate in the future. And also, like you said, the reputation of Runwile seems to be quite high. So if you know that you are supplying to Runwile, then you are up on the deal. So ideally, despite this profit difference, it would be optimal for you to then supply Runwile's contracts. Okay. So if you can write that down, that should be sufficient. Okay. Then do part C also quickly. Finish part C quickly. Did you do the constraints? Salma? Salma? It's doing okay. Ashma, you are very quiet today. All okay? Gayatri? Shoaib, you okay? Honestly, I don't remember seeing you in my class. I hope you've been following some lectures. Sorry, you've not been a regular attendee, so I don't recall this name. Okay. It's very simple, no? Define the variables and formulate the constraint and objective function to be used in a linear programming model to determine the optimum usage of resources in April. In April, what they are saying, it's going to be 15% less than in March. That's all. 15% less than in March. So first thing, you calculate for direct materials, 15% less. So 15% less means 7,200 into what? 0.85, no? 15% less. So 7,200 into 0.85, 720, 360, 1,080, 6,000, how much? 6,120, 1,080, yeah. Then direct labor, again 15% less. So direct labor was given as 6,900 into 0.85. 6,900 and 0.85, 5,865. Good. Then machine hours, is it reducing? No, it's the same, no? So that will be 1,850. Okay. Now build your equations out. First, you'll define the variables. You can define R as your number of road shoes. Then S as spike shoes. T as trail shoes. Now, I think I told you once that they will not give you a question with 3 products for linear program. Now, here they have given you a question with 3 products. When you get a question like this at the exam, don't curse me, because what you will say, sir said it won't come in the exam, 3 products, but it came. So doesn't know what he's saying. He's useless. Okay, you can say I'm useless, but that's a different point. But my point being, they can't ask you to draw or interpret a graph with 3 variables. This they're not asking you to do anything. They're just telling you draw, write down the constraints and the objective function. That's it. Okay. So we'll do one for direct materials. So that is 1.5 R plus, if I remember, 0.6 S plus 1.2. Just check. Has to be less than or equal to 6,120. Direct labor. This was how many hours? 1 hour. So 1 hour, 1 hour plus how many hours? 1.5 hours. 1.5 S plus 1 T. Just check. 5,865. And machine hours 0.4 R plus 0.2 S plus 0.3 T less than or equal to 1,915. Don't forget your demand constraints. Don't forget your demand constraints. So I will say R is greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, rather, less than or equal to 2,300. Okay. S is less than or equal to how much? 2,000? 1,400. T is less than or equal to 1650. Okay. But objective function. T is equals to, what's your contribution? Got 41.5 R plus the 29.5 S plus 32, no? 36 T. So if run while places an order, how will the answer change? Sorry, I didn't get your point. Is it for the linear programming question you're asking? So this is a really good question, no? Covers everything that you need to know. Salma, I didn't understand your question, Bhuta, sorry. How would your answer change in which part? Okay, wait for her response.
The objective function, sir, because the contribution will change, right?
Yeah, contribution will change, and not only that, but your demand also will change. How will your answer change if you place an order for run while? Maybe you can have R dash with 33.5, 21.5 S dash plus 32 T dash added to it. But I don't think they'll go to that extent. But if they do, I would have done it that way. I would have added not the R, but put it as R dash to show the contribution from run while products. Am I clear, Salma?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Right. So we move to another question. Okay, go to this question called bits and pieces. I think we should have that question here. Bits and
Next to the question. Please.
this one. Next to this. Oh. Okay, so go to this question called bits and pieces. In your new study guide or Kaplan revision kit, it's question number 290. Question number 292. So it's an interesting question. And requires some thinking. As you can see, the top part, they say question debrief, which means Kaplan also feels that this question is quite a good one, and they want you to watch the video of the lecturer explaining this question. Okay, so good. So Bits and Pieces operates a retail store selling spares and accessories for the car market. The store has previously only opened for 6 days per week for the 50 working weeks in the year, but BNP is now considering also opening on Sundays. So this is a decision that these guys are trying to make. Do they open on Sunday or do they stay closed on Sundays? So once you know that that's the decision that they're trying to make, it makes life a little easy. So you know that everything that you're reading through, you're trying to figure out, okay, is this something that has to be considered when it comes to a Sunday cost? Sunday cost. The sales of the business on Monday through Saturday averages 10,000 per day with average gross profit of 70%. 6%. Yeah, so BNP expects that gross profit percentage earned on Sunday will be 20 percentage points lower than the average earned on the other days in the week. This is because they plan to offer substantial discounts and promotions on a Sunday to attract customers. Given the price reduction, sales revenue are expected to be 60% more than average daily sales. These Sunday sales estimates are for new customers only, with no allowance being made for those customers that may transfer from the other days. BNP buys all its goods from one supplier. Supplier gives a 5% discount on all purchases if annual spend exceeds 1 million. It has been agreed to pay time and a half to sales assistants that work on Sundays. The normal hourly rate is 20 per hour. In total, 5 sales assistants will be needed for the 6 hours that the store will be open on a Sunday. They'll also be able to take a half day off during the week. Staffing levels will be allowed to reduce slightly during the week to avoid extra costs being incurred. Okay. The staff will have to be supervised by a manager currently employed by the company and paid an annual salary of 80. If he works on Sunday, he'll take the equivalent time off during the week when the assistant manager is available to cover for him at no extra cost. He'll also be paid a bonus of 1% of the extra sales generated on the Sunday project. The store will have to be lit at a cost of 30 per hour and heated at a cost of 45 per hour. The heating will come on 2 hours before the store opens in the 25 winter weeks to make sure it's warm enough for customers to come in at opening time. The store is not heated in the other weeks. The rent of the store amounts to 420,000 per annum. Calculate whether the Sunday opening incremental revenue exceeds the incremental costs over a year. And on this basis, reach a conclusion as to whether Sunday opening is financially justifiable. You did this question? You didn't do it. You did. Right, let's quickly do this question. So my suggestion in terms of working on these 12 marks is first find out what your revenue is going to be on Sunday. Then calculate other costs, maybe staff cost, lighting cost. Obviously, they're going to give a discount on purchasing. So see what that impact is going to have. And if you purchase more than 1 million, the supplier is going to give you a 5% discount. So check to see whether you'll be eligible for a 5% discount as well. And see if there's any other cost that you need. Okay. Does the ACCA repeat similar scenarios? Now it might be the case because they have a bank of questions and just throw out questions. Previously, no, they don't repeat. It will be a similar case, but not the same. Like some of the degree programs you see, they'll give you the same question again. But here they don't. But Salma, in your bank, this question might be there. Can come up. Start working on it and then I'll get it back. And first line says they're only working for 50 working weeks. Huh?
Yeah.
So make sure that you only multiply by 50 Sundays, not 52 Sundays. Let's check, see if you got 394. If you want me to explain a particular working, let me know. I'll take you through. I think the only the problematic one was the cost of sale. No? So revenue was straightforward. You're going to increase by 60%. So that goes to 16,000 per day. That I increased or multiplied by 50 Sundays to get 800,000, right? So that's how I got 800,000 here. Then the gross profit they're saying is coming down to 50%. So that is on a per day basis 8,000. Total 50 days 400,000. So my cost of sales is this much. Then if I look at cost of sales, I did a separate working because they're saying that you can get a 5% discount if you purchase more than 1 million. So current purchases, I calculated it as 10,000 into 0.3. Why 0.3? Because your gross profit is 70%. So your cost has to be 30%, right? Gross profit is 70%. Cost has to be 30%. Multiplied by 6 days. Why 6 days? Because we are working from Monday to Saturday, not Sunday. And how many weeks? 50 weeks. So that's a total of 900,000. In addition to that, we are going to purchase on Sunday alone 400,000. So that is a total of 1.3 million. The moment you hit the 1 million mark, you get a 5% discount. And because of that discount, you only have an incremental purchase of 1.23 million. If you had put 1.4 million, then there is a small issue. Your answer will be wrong. Okay, so 1.235 million is the incremental purchase. Are we okay? Ashwa, Gayatri, Salma, and Suhaib?
So can you explain that cost of sales section a bit again, please?
Yeah. So basically, your current purchases, if you focus on the current purchases, your current sale is $10,000. You have a GP margin of 70%, which means your cost of sales will be 30%. You're working 6 days a week, which is Monday to Saturday, and you're working for 50 weeks. Right? So that will then give you a total purchase value of 900,000. In addition to that, you're going to now purchase on Sundays. Sundays you have identified, it is now 400,000. So bring that 400,000 here. The total is then at 1.3 million. The moment you pass 1 million mark, you get a 5% discount. When you get a 5% discount, you get 1.3 million into 5%, 65,000. So your total purchase cost is 1.235. Previously, you were purchasing worth 900,000. Now your purchase cost is 1.235. Your incremental purchase is 335,000. Are we okay, guys?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
The start cost is pretty straightforward. You're paying $20 per hour. You're going to have 5 people employed there, 6 hours per day, and you're going to pay them overtime of 1.5 times. So that is a total of 45,000 for 50 weeks. Lighting cost straightforward. You on the lights for 6 hours, 50 days, 20 per hour. And heating cost, you will start heating 2 hours prior. Into 25 days into 45 per hour. And your bonus is 1% of the total sale you make on Sunday. Right? So this is a summary giving you an incremental revenue of 394,000. Are you okay? Right. Partly discuss whether the manager's pay deal, time off and bonus is likely to motivate you. Okay, we'll start with the bonus. How much of bonus is he getting? he's getting $8,000 of bonus. If you take it on a per day basis, how much is he getting per day? 8,000 divided by 50, half is 1,600, 160 per day. Right? Per Sunday. Per Sunday. If you look at normal staff, how much are they getting per day? The normal staff are getting $20 multiplied by 6 hours multiplied by 1.5. How much are they getting? 180? I think 20, 120, 180. 180. So they're getting 180 per day. Now look, your manager is getting 160, normal employee is getting 180. The manager might as well say, I will work as a normal employee and take the 180. So he's not going to be motivated. Okay. Time off. So will the manager be happy with the time off? Ideally, in a situation like this, the manager should be given the flexibility of whether he wants time off or whether he wants the cash for the times off and he works on that particular day. Right? So that is something that we can focus on. Right? Okay. The last part, briefly discuss whether offering substantial price discounts and promotions on Sunday is a good suggestion. It is good. So people start coming in and all of that. But problem, no? If you are in Sri Lanka, or you are in situation, right? You are in Sri Lanka. Cargills is selling carrots at 20% less. Keels is selling beans at 20% less. What will you do? Let's be honest.
You purchase at both of them.
You'll purchase at both the places. You'll purchase the carrots at 20% less in Cargills or Keels or whatever, and the beans in the other place at 20% less. A typical Sri Lanka. Some people won't have the trouble to travel all that way, right? Likewise, if you give substantial discounts on Sunday, what's going to happen? Everybody's going to come on Sunday. Right? So that can become an issue for the company. Also, let's say, for example, I'm a regular customer who comes on, let's say, Saturday. But I know that the same product is going to be sold on Sunday for much a lesser price. Customers can then become dissatisfied. Let's say for some reason I can't come on Sunday. Right? If you can sell the discount product on a discount on Sunday, why can't you sell it on Saturday? Right? So you can come up with different things. Generally, when you give discounts, what do people say? Product about a cow. Quality is low. So you can come up with different things. Whatever you do. Okay, we'll take a 10-minute breather. We'll be back with more questions. Okay. Right. Shall we do one more? Yeah. So next question, stay clean, I think we did, no? Did you do this question called MKL? MKL. No? Okay, let's quickly work that question out. MKL. Not on this one. Go to your Kaplan kits. Then we're looking at this question called MKL. Question number 296. So question number 296. MKL. MKL. So it says product M is currently being tested by MKL and is to be launched in 10 weeks' time. The M is an innovative product which the company believes will change the entire market. The company has decided to use a market skimming approach to pricing this product during its introduction stage. MKL continually reviews its product range and enhances its existing products by developing new models to satisfy the demands of its customers. The company intends to always have products at each stage of the product life cycle to ensure the company's continued presence in the market. MKL is currently reviewing its two existing flagship products, K and L. You have been given the following information. Product K was introduced to the market some time ago and is now about to enter the maturity stage of its life cycle. The maturity stage is expected to last for 10 weeks. Each unit has a variable cost of 13 and takes 1 standard hour to produce. The MD is unsure of which 4 possible prices the company should charge within the next 10 weeks. The following table shows the results of some market research to the level of weekly demand at alternative prices. Okay. Product L was introduced to the market 2 months ago using a penetration pricing policy and is now about to enter its growth stage. The stage is expected to last for 20 weeks. Each unit has a variable cost of 45 and takes 1.25 standard hours to produce. Market research has indicated that there has been a linear relationship between selling price and the number of units demanded. The form of P is equals to A minus PX. At the selling price of 100 per unit, expected demand is 1000. For every $10 increase in selling price, demand reduces by 200. And every $10 decrease in selling price, demand increases by 200. The company currently has a production facility which has a capacity of 2,000 standard hours per week. The facility is being expanded, but the extra capacity will not be available for 10 weeks. Calculate which of the 4 selling prices should be charged for K in order to maximize its contribution during its maturity stage. Okay, see if you can quickly work that. Shouldn't be difficult. Finished. Okay. So what are they saying here? That you have 4 selling units or selling prices. Selling prices given 100. Otherwise, it can be at 85. Otherwise, 80 or maybe 75. So what is your variable cost in each case? What is your variable cost in each case? They say it costs $38 to make. So regardless of the selling price, a variable cost won't change. So this will help you find contribution per unit. So 100 minus 38 is 62. 85 minus 38 is 47. Correct? This will be 42. And this will be 37. Okay. Then you can look at the number of units. So this is 600, 800, 1200, 1400. So this will give you total contribution. Total contribution. So 62 into 600. $37,200. 47 into 800. 37,600. 42 into 1,200. 50,400. And 37 into 1,400. 51,800. So based on this, the ideal price $75 for you. Okay. Now about part B. Work out part B quickly. Okay. Those online, you're okay. So what are they saying in part B? For 8 months following your answer from A, calculate the selling price of product L during its growth stage. Okay, so you can use the equation here. P is equals to. Okay, so P is equals to A minus BQ, right? So what is the value for B here? B keeps changing. Change in DY, no? Price over change in quantity. Change in price is how much? $10 changes quantity by 200. So that is 0.05. You get 0.05. What is your value for A? When price is 1000 quantities. Sorry. Price is 100 quantities 1000. So therefore value for A was 150. Okay. Okay, so then apply the equation P is equals to 150 minus 0.05 Q. To find the optimal price. Did you find marginal revenue? Sorry. They're asking you for particular quantity now. So they're saying during this growth stage, how much is in the growth stage? Stage is expected to last for 20 weeks. Each unit will take 1.25 standard hours. How much of capacity do we have in total? Okay. So here there's a small catch then. There is a total standard hours available is 2000, right? They're saying depending on part A, right? So then product, what is the other product? Product L, product K. Product K will utilize 1400 hours. How do they get 1400 hours? Because we decided we're going to go with $75 of price. So which means you have 600 hours product. What is product? L. Product L. So therefore, quantity for product L would be how much? 600 hours divided by how much each unit? 1.25. So you can produce 480 units. Okay, you can take that up. P is equal to 150 minus 0.05, 480 to get your price. Half of 48 is 24, 150 minus 24 is 126. Okay, just check to see if you got this as your working. Yeah, the remaining spare capacity will be for product L, correct? Then they go on to say that you can expand after 10 weeks. And for the following 10 weeks, what happens? And there's extra capacity. When there is extra capacity, you can produce unlimited, no? So they're saying, they're not saying limitation. Right? So then you bring in MC equals MR. So then when post expansion, what happens? You have optimal price, optimal point is where MR equals to MC. What is your marginal cost for this product? Marginal cost for the product was given as 45. MR is, how do you calculate MR? A minus 2BQ. A is 150 minus 2, 5Q is 45. Calculate Q. Okay, Ashfa, understood. Good. Okay. So how much is Q here? You didn't get an answer? Okay, let me work it out. So you take 150 minus 45 divided by 2 into 0.05. You get 1050. Then P is equals to 150 minus 0.05 Q. So P will be 97.5. Post expansion. Okay. Katri, Salma, and Suhaib, you're okay?
Sir,
Good.
could you scroll up for a second, please?
Yeah.
For oh, okay, because of that. Yeah, okay.
So post expansion, we don't have a limitation in terms of the price quantity that we can sell. Why we're taking? Because see, but they're saying this is going to last for 20 weeks now. Yeah, growth stage. So for the first 10 weeks only, we have a problem with capacity. Because you see, last time of the question, they say the facility is being expanded, but the extra capacity will not be available for 10 weeks. Which means after 10 weeks, we have enough to produce. Okay. Hope I didn't, with the questions I've done today, I didn't demotivate. Then, are we having class next week? March 1st, I don't know. I'll check with the PPIMC. We are last. Either today or next week. Don't know. Yeah. Okay, compare and contrast penetration and skimming pricing strategies. I'll leave that for you. I think you're okay with that. Shall we do? We did all the section B questions on costing. I did quite a bit in class while I was in lecture, but have you finished everything? Not remember. Let's see if we've done this question. Ticket agent question. What happened to ticket agent question? Okay. See if we can work that out. Oh. Okay. We'll do that question. Good question. Yeah. Thank you. 181. This is question number 300. Number 300. We'll do that question. Not that difficult. Huh? Okay. Walking the footsteps of a top tutor. Salma, so you are recognizing me as a top tutor. Thank you. I will take that compliment even if you don't give it. Okay, Salma. She's not agreeing also. Okay, good. I feel a little insulted. Okay. I thought you will say yes, but looks like no. Good. I'll keep my motivation level high somehow. Okay. Ticket agent. Go to the requirement. Calculate the expected demand for tickets per concert. The level of their purchase of the tickets per concert that will give them the largest profit over the long period of time. Okay, let me see if I can find that question here. It's a ticket. Yeah, okay. So it says a ticket agent has an agreement with a concert hall that holds concerts on 60 nights a year, whereby he receives discounts as follows per concert. So if you purchase 200 tickets, you get a discount of 20%. If you purchase 300 tickets, you get a discount of 25%. 400 tickets, 30%, 500 tickets or more, 40%. Purchases must be in full hundreds. The average price per ticket is 30. Okay. So this tells me something that he is probably selling the ticket at 30, but he is not buying it at 30. He is buying it at a discount as given here 20%, 25%, 30%, and 40%. So if you look at his cost for these tickets, and I'm not reading the rest of the question, but I believe that's what it will come to. Let's see. So this is, let's say, easy way, discount, and cost to him. Huh? So 20% into 30 is $6 discount. So you sell it at, you get it at 24. 25% into 30 is how much? 9? No, 30 into 30 is 9. So this will be 7.5. 30 into 25%, 7.5 discount. So 30 minus 7.5, 22.5. Then you have 9 here, which is 21. And 40% would give you 12, which is 20, sorry, 80. Correct? 80. Okay, good. He must decide in advance each year the number of tickets he will purchase. If he has any tickets unsold by the afternoon of the concert, he must return them to the box office. If the box office sells any of these, he will receive 60% of their price. So which means out of $30, he will receive 60%, which is $18. Okay. His sales records over a few years show that for a concert with extremely popular artists, he can be confident of selling 500 tickets. With lesser known artists, 350 tickets. For one with relatively unknown artists, 200 tickets. His records show that 10% of tickets he returns are sold by the box office. Note, these are in addition to any sales made by the ticketing agent. His administration costs incurred in selling tickets are the same per concert, irrespective of the popularity of the artists. Sales records show that frequency of concerts will be with popular artists 45%. So for popular artists, he can sell 500 tickets. Lesser known artists, he can sell 350 tickets. And unknown artists, he can sell 200 tickets. Okay. Calculate the expected demand for tickets per concert. I think I already calculated it here and given you. Okay, calculate that quickly. So expected demand for tickets. By far, sick.
Yeah.
Again. Okay. Expected demand. What is your expected demand? Your demand for tickets will depend on the popularity. Popular, you have 500 tickets. Less popular, you have 350 tickets. Unknown, you have 200 tickets. The probability 0.45, 0.30, 0.25. That one, no? Yes. Expected demand 500 into 0.45. 225. 350 into 0.3, 105. 200 into 0.25, 50. So add up 225 plus 105 plus 50, 380. I think expected demand is 380. Okay. Right. So next part of the question is asking us the level of their purchases. Calculate the level of their purchases of tickets per concert that will give them the largest profit over a long period of time. Over a long period of time, what does that mean? Over a long period of time. When you say long period of time, you have to calculate based on expected values. Okay. And the profit per concert that this level of purchase of tickets will give. Okay. So we'll have to do a small payoff matrix in this case, right? Payoff matrix. Right. So we'll do the payoff matrix. So obviously you can bring in either your decision variable on the top or bottom. We'll put the decision variable on the top. That's what we generally do. So purchase level of tickets. Purchase level on the top and the demand on the side. So my demand can be 200 tickets. My purchase level also can be 200 tickets. No problems there. Okay. Or I can have a demand for 350. My purchase level, I had to buy in full 100, so I can't buy 350. I had to buy 300, or I can buy 400. Okay. And also we can buy, they're giving 500 also, we put that 500. And my demand can also be at 500. This is my payoff matrix. This is my payoff matrix. Now we need to calculate at each point what's going to happen. What is your profit, or let's say expected value at each point? Now let's start with the easier one, Philip. 200 and 200. You purchase 200 tickets, you sell the 200 tickets also. So when you purchase 200 and when you sell 200, what happens? You get the profit of the entire 200. How much of profit are you going to look at from each? Ideally, the profit in this case will be equal to your discount. Would you agree with me? It will be equal to your discount. So this discount I calculated here is actually your profit also. So every ticket I sell, if I buy 200 tickets, my profit is 6 per ticket. So when I sell all 200, how much will I get? So we can do a small working. I have a purchase level of 200, my demand is 200. So in this case, what happens? Purchase of tickets 200 into the purchase cost I given you is 24. Putting up this format so it's easy for you to continue thereafter. 200 into 24 is 4,800. Minus your cost. Oops, sorry. You're selling at 30. Huh? Selling first. Sales 200 at 30, which is 6,000. My cost is 200 at 24, which is 4,800. This difference is my payoff of 1,200. So when I have 200 tickets I purchased, and when I sold 200 tickets, I make a profit of 1,200. Okay. Salma, you're with us? Okay. So then I'll do working number 2. I'm going to do 500 and 500. See, what I do is I'm dealing the easier ones first. Huh? So take sales 500 into 30, that is 15,000. Cost 500 into, that was 80. Yes, 80 and 9,000. 9,000. So this difference will give you 6,000, correct? That I'll put it here at 6,000. 6,000. Okay. Now you have to fill up this table. Shall I do one more example? Shall we do you purchase 300 tickets but sell only 200? Shall we do that? Okay. So working number 3, I purchase 300 tickets but managed to sell only 200. Now what happens? Now what happens? So my sales will be 200 into 30, which is 6,000. My cost is 300 into 22.5. $22.5 to 300, 6,750. Oops. So I have a cost that is now greater than my value. Okay. So what happens here? You have minus 6,750 as a loss. But don't forget, you can return the 100 tickets back to the box office. 10% of that you can expect to sell out. Right? And what happens? And then when you sell off those 10 tickets, you get a small proceed from it. Okay. So then you get box office, that is 100 tickets into 10% into 30. Now space, let me write it here. So I'll say box, you can sell 100 tickets at 30 each. You get 60% of that tickets, but only 10% of the value will be sold. Okay. So how much do you get there? 100 into 30 into 0.6 into 0.1. 180. When you net off minus 750, you get 570. Okay. Hope you're clear. Okay. Clear? So then you can put this under demand 300. Sorry, demand 200, purchase level 300. You get a loss of 570. Okay. Right, work out the rest then quickly. Maybe I'll do one more. Shall we do 400 and 350? By 400, your cost is 21. We get 2,190 there. Okay, so that is 400 and 350. Okay, right. Quickly see if we can complete the matrix then.
Sir,
Yes.
could you explain the 300 and the 200 one? The one before this?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, we sell 200 tickets. You get $6,000.
Yeah.
Then you have actually purchased 300 tickets. Like I told you before, when you purchase
Yeah.
300 tickets, you purchase it at a cost of 22.5.
Yeah.
So I got this. So your loss is 750. However, from the 100 tickets, that is the difference between what you sold and what you bought. The 100 tickets, you can return back to the box office. From the 100
Yeah.
tickets back, only 10% will be sold. Each will be sold at 30. And whatever the revenue that they generate from it, 60% will be given to you.
Okay.
Okay. Now, some of you might be wondering, okay, how I filled up this so fast, right? It's not that difficult. See, when you purchase 200 tickets, if your demand is 350, you still can't sell 350. The maximum you can sell is only 200 tickets. So therefore, this whole column you can just copy and paste 1,000. Makes sense? At 300 and 350, when you have 300 tickets and demand is 350, you can maximum sell how much? 300 tickets. 300 tickets, profit is 7.5 per ticket. So I multiplied that, I got 250. That should still remain the same as here. Now I have to only do workings for 3 points. Okay, 3 more points. Finished. Okay, everyone online, hope you all have got similar values. Now they're asking you calculate the number of tickets that he should purchase. So then what you can do is do an expected value calculation. Expected value calculation. Now why expected value? Because they are saying in the long run. So if you sell 200 tickets, you're always going to get 1200 guaranteed. If you sell 300 tickets, what is your outcome going to be? If you buy 300 tickets, you either have 570 or 250. So you have negative 570. Negative 570 multiplied by the probability of 570 happening. What is the probability of 570 happening? That is demand being 200. Demand being 200, we put a probability before. This was 0.25 plus the rest will give you 2250. So you can say 2250 into 0.75. Then 400, you have negative 2040.25 plus 2190 at 0.30 plus 3600 at 0.45 and 500 also the same scenario. 2460 1770 and 6000 at 0.45. Okay, work out all of this. So based on this, your highest expected value is at 500. Therefore, purchase 500 tickets. Okay. We'll run a little over time. Hope that's okay with you all. Okay. To finish this question. Okay. Ashwa, Gayatri, Salma, and Suhaib, you're okay? It's same thing, no, as taking 2 to 15 to 0.3 and 2 to 15 to 0.4. Now, the probability to same balance. And, okay. Then we move to part B, which is asking you maximax. What does maximax mean? Maximum of maximum. So in this case, I think you have to just purchase 500 tickets, correct? Because the maximum payoff is 6,000. Out of that, you will purchase 6,000. Okay. Then what's the next one they're asking? Maximin. Maximin, you will take the minimum payoffs, take the maximum out of it. So what is your minimum payoffs? Take your purchase levels. Take your minimum payoffs. So 200, 300, 400, 500. What is your minimum payoffs to each? 1,200 minus 570. Minus 2040 and 2460. Okay. And from this, you will select the maximum. Select maximum out of it. Which is 200 tickets. Okay. I think I told you during class, right? When you're working this, the best way to remember it is go backwards. First minimum, then select the maximum. Go backwards. First maximum, then maximum. Okay. Okay. The last one is the tricky one, minimax. Minimax or regret strategy. Minimax or regret strategy. So how do you create a regret table? Put your purchase levels on top. So you have 200, 300, 400, 500. Your demand 200, 350, 500. Okay. Okay. No hurry, when you're ready, we'll start. Huh? Okay. Right. So now, when you do a regret table, what do you look at? What went wrong? Okay. So at 200, when you purchase 200 tickets and a demand is 200, there is no regret. When you purchase 500 tickets and the demand is 500, there is no regret. Everywhere else, there has to be some kind of a regret. Maybe. Let's see. Now, look at this table here. Unfortunately, the table is too high up, but 350. Now, let's take the demand to 200. You have already identified that the best choice would have been to purchase 200 tickets. Now, let's say you purchased 300 tickets. There is a problem you made. Ideally, mark this as the best choice. Mark this as the best choice for 500. The best way to do regret table, go sideways. For 200, I marked, for this 200, I marked 1200. For this 500, I marked 600. The best choice, correct? For 350, what is the best choice I can make? Best choice. 250 is my best choice. This is a cheat code to do regret tables. 250 is the best choice. So what are you going to do then? You mark this as your best choice. So when you go to your regret table, that same point you will put 0. Everywhere else, there is a regret. How do you calculate the regret? Very simple. Very simple. Please listen. You take 570 here. You take the 570 here and deduct it from your best option. Take the 2040, deduct it from the best option. Take the 2460, deduct it from the best option. Here, when you come to this line, how do you do it? Take the 1200, deduct it from 2250. 2190, deduct it from 2250. 1770, deduct it from 2250. 1200 minus 600. 2250 minus 6000. 3600 minus 6000. Okay. Let's quickly work it out before we go home. I need those numbers. Okay, I'll do it, you'll do it. We'll see what we come to. 570, 1200 is 1770. Don't put negatives, huh? Anyways, are equal. 2040, 1200, 3240. So 460, 3660. Salma, you okay? You're the one who asked me to do this question. I hope you're happy now. And you will qualify me as a top tutor. Still not qualified. 2190 to 250. The difference is 250, 60. Okay. 500, 1770 and 2250. I can't read it mentally. So together, 1770 minus 2250. 450. Then 1200, 4800. Then 2250, 6350. Okay. So under minimax, what do? You have your maximum regrets, find the minimum out of it. So what is the minimum regrets? At 200, it's, sorry, find the maximum regrets. So at 200, it's 4800. At 300, 3750. At 400, 2004, sorry, 3240. Maximum regrets. At 500, 3660. So this is your max regret. From the max regret, select the minimum. So purchase 400 tickets. Okay. Ashwa, Gayatri and Soeb. Okay, okay. Happy? Happy? Okay, so we'll conclude there. In case we don't meet on March 1st, I have to check with people whether we are allowed to do a class on March 1st. If not, today will be the last class. I'll send you the mock anyways and we'll mark and do something there. Few tips that I would always tell you before the exam is my suggestion. This is my suggestion. You can decide what you want to do with life. But my suggestion is start with section C. I have logic for this. Start with section C. Why I say start with section C is one, the areas that's going to be tested most critically. Costing out, everything else can come. Two questions into 20 marks, 40 marks. You need some time to read the question, answer the parts, do the workings, etc. Section B, do it second. There are 3 questions into 5 questions into 2 marks each, which will give you the 30 marks. No? Okay. So in this case, you have a particular scenario you need to read. The first question is related to the second question, to the third question, to the fourth, to the fifth. So you need some time to do those workings also. Section A is independent questions. In section A, first do the questions that have a blank space. Some questions will come with blanks like this. You have to put a number. No options given, no A, B, C, D given, just a blank. You have to fill in a number. Do those questions first. That will require some working. Finally, go to questions that have A, B, C, and D. And then pick one of these that you feel appropriate. Why I ask you to do this approach, in case you run out of time at the exam, if you keep these questions to the last, you can just blindly strike. There'll be a 25% chance you will get it right. Here, if you leave it blank, 100% chance you are not going to get the marks. If you start from section A, what happens to students is they spend a lot of time debating on MCQ. You will lose time to do section C. There's a 100% chance you will get 0. If you leave out a question, 100% chance you get 0. Here, tactic took 25% chance you'll get it right. Okay. Now, I once attended an ACCA panel discussion, and they asked in that panel discussion, how would you answer the questions? So all the lecturers were saying that start from section A, B, and C. They had their own opinions, obviously. They had their own things why they said A, B, C. Because they believe that the examiner structured the paper in ABC so that you also do in ABC. But at that same forum, I said, okay, let me also step in, and this is how I advise students to do the questions. And I explained this concept to them. Some of them agree, some of them still decided that they'll go ahead with what they decided. So, nevertheless, I believe that this approach for a skills level subject is fantastic. Okay, you can't go wrong because this 25% is very important. Very important. Okay, luck is on your side. There are 5 questions of that sort. 10 marks in your pocket. Okay. 10 marks. Okay. Secondly is what time is your exam? What time is your exam? 3:30 to 6:30. Okay. So don't worry. 3:30 to 6:30. Salma is in the morning. Okay. Morning Salma, perfect because night sleep well. Minimum 8 hours of sleep. Huh? Minimum 8 hours of sleep before the exam. For you, my dear, I will advise, if you want to study last moment, study till around 12, 1 in the night. No problems. After that, put the books away. Don't look at anything. Okay, sleep. Because if you don't have mental rest, you can't do the exam. Okay, you can't do the exam. Eat light before the exam. Eat light. Fasting, no? Good. Good. So eat, so you can nicely sleep in the morning. Fasting, nicely sleep in the morning. Then go to the exam without eating. And then obviously no water, no problem. Okay. If at all you feel stuck at one point in the exam, just step out, go to the washroom, have a break, come back and start doing the question. Don't be afraid to take a break. Don't be afraid to take a break. Okay? Are we clear? Okay. Any questions from Ashfa, Gayatri, Salma, and Suhaib? Any questions? Yeah. Depends on the scenario, thank you. Okay, just give me a minute. Huh? Others, they are okay? So, okay, we'll wind up then for there, and hopefully I will see you maybe for a financial management session. If not, all the best with everything that you do and your ACCA journey. Keywords, don't give up, regardless of what happens. Keep pushing and go ahead. Huh? I know a lady in India who I was teaching. She did advanced audit and assurance. I think if you can ask Farid sir. I think she did 12 or 13 times before she passed. Huh? She did the paper 12 or 13 times before she passed. Don't ask me why she did 12 or 13 times. It's an optional paper. She could have done a different option. I don't know. Don't ask me, but that's what happened. Okay, so all the best then. See you soon with good results. Yes. In this case, operational. Yes. Only reason I'm saying that is because the volume was 250, but now they have only achieved 220, despite reducing the sale.